What's up, everybody? Today we are doing our our NFL Week 12 power rankings. Yes, Week 12 game has already been played. That does not play into my rankings this week. But let's hop right into it. 32nd, I have the Tennessee Titans. They lose once again to a Texans team with Davis Mills as their starting quarterback and their third string running back at the start of the season as their starter. So overall, a really bad game for the Titans. 16-13. Yes, they only lost by 3, but bad game. 31st, I have the Saints. Saints did not play. Saints don't move. 30th, I have the Raiders. Raiders lose again. They don't move, though, because I don't think the Saints or the Titans are better. Browns. Browns lose to the Ravens. So, yeah. But they also had to put Shedeur in because Gabriel got a concussion. 28th, I have the New York Giants. The Giants lost by 7 to the Green Bay Packers. Bengals lost by 24 to the Steelers. We're not even going to talk about that one. It's just so bad. 26th, the Washington Commanders, the Commies, lose to the Dolphins. Dolphins have been on a little bit of a tear. 25, the Jets. Yes, the Jets lost. I believe they lost. They lost to the Patriots. But only by 13 points. And also, I think everybody else under them is just worse. I think the Jets have a chance to beat good teams. 24, the Dallas Cowboys. They beat the Raiders by 17. 23rd, I have the Dolphins. The Dolphins beat the Commanders by 3. 22nd, I have the Cardinals. The Cardinals lost to a good team in the 49ers. But Jacoby Brissett has been lighting up the field. He threw it 57 times, 47 completions, 452 yards, and 2 tutties. Pretty good game by Jacoby. 21st, I have the Falcons. The Falcons lost to the Panthers. I don't know about the Panthers. They're good, they're bad, I don't know, but Teteroa and McMillan got 2 tutties for 130 receiving yards on the Falcons' defense. And Bryce Young threw for 450 yards. So, not very good. 20th, I have the Panthers. As I just said, Bryce Young throws for 450 and 3 touchdowns. And Teteroa McMillan lights up the scoreboard for the first time this year with 130 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns on 8 catches. Anyway, 19 is the Vikings. The Vikings lost to the Bears. The Bears just keep winning. That's what I'll say. 18, I have the Chiefs. The Chiefs are just not good this year. They don't look good. They haven't looked good at all. But, yeah. 17th, I have the Chargers. The Chargers get blown out by the Jaguars. I don't know what to say. Jaguars just were the better team. Ben Tootin, I think that's his name, Ben Tootin, ran for 74 and a touchdown against them. Trevor Lawrence didn't have a great game, but he threw well. No interceptions. So it was just a good game for them. 16th, I have the Jaguars. Jaguars, I just said, they blew out the Chargers. Chargers started off 5-0, and they've been 2-4, just really bad. But their leading guys this past week are Trevor Lawrence passing 153, a touchdown. Ben Tootin, 15 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown. Not lighting up the scoreboard, but yeah, quality. And Jacoby Myers getting 5 receptions for 64 yards. 15th, I have the 49ers. They beat a bad team. And they didn't even have impressive stats either. They beat a bad team by 19 points. So, okay. Wasn't that impressive. Anyway, 14th, the Bears. They just keep winning. I don't know what it is. They just keep on winning. Can't stop them from winning right now. 13th, I have the Texans. The Texans beat the Titans. Not an impressive win. And obviously, Thursday night, yesterday, they just beat the Bills. But that does not play in. Because if that did play in, they would be at like a top 10 probably. 12th, I have the Broncos. Broncos beat the Chiefs. They're 9-2. They don't look good. Just not that good. They haven't looked great all season. They beat the Eagles, obviously, but they haven't been beating bad teams by a ton. So, yeah. 11, I have the Ravens. The Ravens beat the... Where are the Ravens game? The Ravens beat the Browns by 7 points. Lamar threw 2 interceptions. Not very good. But Derrick Henry ran for 103 yards and a touchdown. Zay Flowers caught 78 yards on 3 receptions. So pretty good yards per catch. The Green Bay Packers beat the bad New York Giants by 7. Not that impressive. And also, they didn't have a single guy leading stats across any of those. Jameis Winston threw for the most yards. Tracy Walker. Tyrone Tracy Jr. ran for the most yards. And Isaiah Hodgins caught the most yards. 9th, I have the Steelers beating the Bengals in a good game. They had one receiving guy and best receiver in the game, and he had 7 catches for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. For Kenneth Gainwell, a running back. The Lions. Lions lose to my Eagles. By no means was it a good game for them, but 14 for 37 from Jared Goff. So bad. That's a 34% passer rating. Not passer rating, completion percentage. That is so bad. And he was like on pace for like the record or something. Or up there with the record. Insane. And now he's not even close, I don't think. The Buccaneers lose to the Bills by 12. But it's okay. They don't look horrible. They don't look good, but they don't look horrible. Bills beat the Buccaneers by 12. They look as good as they ever have. 5th, I have the Seattle Seahawks. They lose to the Rams. And Sam Darnold has 4 interceptions. You cannot be throwing 4 interceptions in a game. JSN still had 105 yards. My boy in fantasy. 4th, I have the Colts. They had a bye week, so they go down a couple. 3rd, I have the Patriots. The Patriots beat the Jets by 13. And Drake May looking like the best quarterback in the league. He is the best quarterback in the league. 2nd, I have my Eagles. My Eagles are not looking great on offense, but they're getting the job done. As long as you get the job done, you're winning. If they're winning games, you're winning games. It's all that matters. So the Eagles at 2. And on top of the league are the Los Angeles Rams. With a grandfather quarterback, a young team overall other than their grandfather quarterback. So they'll only really get better from here. So, that is my top 32. This is my NFL power rankings for week 12. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week.